Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Quad City sports fans of all ages, Town Square Media is proud to present to you the best Quad City sports talk radio show in the world. With the face who runs the place, T-Roy, the OG on the marquee, J-Bird, and the cat who runs the chat with the stats, Statman Surge. We are Don't Hassle Us, We're Local. We're not a Quad City sports talk radio show. We're not the Quad City sports talk radio show. We are your Quad City sports talk radio show. Welcome to the conversation, Quad Cities. But first, the dawn.
It's a Thursday here in the Hassle Castle. We don't have anything to drink other than water. But they are going to get through the day, right, Stat Cat? Yeah, he's got flavored water.
Yeah, you're right.
There's
Jabird and Teroy.
Beer in the fridge if you want one. I think there's a color TV still from Big Bird.
I'll pass.
Grab a beer. Don't cost nothing.
Anyway, we're powered by our friends at Dunright Satellite and Dish, and this is Don't Hassle. It's a local on AM 1170, the K-Bob Reno.
That's right. Thank you all for listening out there on terrestrial radio. You can listen on your app. Go to the App Store, your Google Play Store, and download ESPN 1170. You can watch, listen to us on Facebook Live, leave comments in the Harrington's Pub Facebook comment thread, and StatCat will be on there saying hi to you. You can listen on your computer too, ESPN 1170 AM. Hi. We've got a phone call at 12:20. We're going to talk to Julian Edlow from DraftKings. He's going to talk to us more about, we're starting to understand the DFS of football. And by the way, for those of you who want to, we have a Thursday night showdown tonight. I already created the link. It's on our Facebook. Go ahead and go with that. It's just $2 to get in. And you just pick a captain and then 5 flex. Top 3. It's limited to 10 entries. And then top 3. Yeah. Top 3 get paid out. So go ahead and do that if you're interested in the DraftKings as well. We got some news on some stories that we've been following. Obviously, the breaking news is Memphis declaring James Wiseman ineligible to play after he drops a lawsuit to the NCAA. Serge, we talked about this yesterday. Remind everybody what's going on in Memphis and the NCAA.
Well, after he was heavily recruited before Penny Hardaway was coach of Memphis, he gifted $11,500 to Wiseman's family to help them move from Nashville to Memphis. So this is before he was a coach. However, he was considered a booster, and still is, because he donated $1 million to Memphis back in 2008. So that makes him a booster. Therefore, that makes this money illegal for them to gift that. Now, Wiseman, they had said that he had no knowledge of this money being donated. So that's where the speculation, that's where they issued a temporary injunction on him being suspended and being ineligible, so that's why he was allowed to play those first 3 games still. So he played those 3 games, but then he was filing a lawsuit against the NCAA, but kind of his lawyers basically said, if we drop that lawsuit, you might be able to get back into playing. So they are going to try to fight this too. So
yeah. So what we have here from Memphis, what they're saying is, Memphis is saying, in order to move the matter forward, the university has declared James ineligible and will immediately apply for his reinstatement.
Yep.
Pending that notification, James will be withheld from competition but will continue to practice with the team. The NCAA is fully aware of the unique nature and challenges in this particular case, and the university is confident that the NCAA will render a fair and equitable decision consistent with its mission.
Yeah. So the restraint,
because they're always fair and equitable, the NCAA.
Right. Well, the judge, Shelby County judge, issued a restraining order that allowed him to play in Friday night's game. So he has a hearing on Monday morning that was going to see if he's ineligible, but they just dropped it, and so they said, let's just move forward with it.
Yeah.
So hopefully they get him reinstated, but never know. He's going to go number 1 in the draft next year anyway.
He's going number 1 in the draft anyway. And right now he could go play it overseas somewhere and make a lot of money.
And instead we get to watch his teammate with the short shorts.
Yes.
Have you seen that guy?
No.
He tucks his shorts up into his compression shorts that are underneath his uniform.
Yeah.
He tucks them all the way up.
Okay.
Jalen Rose is having a heyday with it. This is like John Stockton short.
Okay.
But the dude's like 6'8".
There was this guy on DePaul's team, and he's listed at 5'10". I'm telling you, there's no way he's 5'10". He was this white kid with rec specs, and the best thing about him was when they're doing warm-ups or whatever, I'll see dances to the music. That's how I recognize it. And that's why I looked at it, I'm like, what is this guy doing? He's
Isn't it
dancing.
a pre-rec to always have one guy with rec specs on your team?
Not this kid. not when he was listed at 5'10". I'm telling you, he's probably about 5'8". I was dying for him to get in that game, and they should have got him in. The best part about it, I wrote on my own personal thing when I was at the Iowa DePaul game on my Twitter that I was just, hoping that he got in the game. After the game, he liked my tweet.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, the guy was, it was a lot of fun. I was hoping he got in, but he didn't. And you would think when they're up by that many points, they'd get my Rec Specs guy in a little bit. He's got some weird name. I'll have to look it up at a break. All right, and on top of it, Major League Baseball has contacted the Astros and the Red Sox and some other people about the sign stealing investigation that they're gonna go into. It's going to look into the matters in 2017 and also 2019, but they're also going to talk to a Red Sox manager, Alex Cora, and they're going to talk to the new New York Mets manager, Carlos Beltran. One, because A.J. Hinch, Alex Cora was a manager with A.J. Hinch then, and Carlos Beltran was a player then. Beltran says he never heard anything about a television camera. We talked about the most that they'll do is probably $2 million, and the reason why they do that is because in the recent history they did put that fine on the St. Louis Cardinals in January 2017 because they stole scouting information from the Astros computerized database. They also lost two top draft picks in that. So Manfred can give them $2 million and take away draft picks too. So and some other people, we did say that assistant general manager is probably going to fall on the sword here. They're going to blame him for it. But it's going to be looking into because they remember when we said like, hey, why wouldn't you anticipate the problem? As technology grows, you have to know that. Well, they did. And before 2019, MLB instituted new rules to clamp down on illegal sign stealing. Unsanctioned camera between the foul poles were outlawed. They made an 8-second delay on in-house camera feeds, and an official sat in the replay rooms of the dugout to monitor teams to try to prevent cheating. So they had someone in there, but they couldn't stop them banging on garbage cans and whatnot. So it'll be interesting to see what happens in that sense. Tonight,
Jay, back to
Sure.
the Wiseman saga.
Yeah.
Now they're also saying that Wiseman and another player named Boyce might be deemed ineligible from their last year of high school. They might have to vacate their state title.
that would be Ensworth School, right?
East Memphis.
Oh, he transferred to East Memphis.
Yeah.
That's where Penny was the coach.
Yep. So it would vacate the 2017-18 state championship if the association's initial ruling regarding Wiseman and Boyce's eligibility is upheld by the court. There's still pending litigation. If it comes out that their rules are enforced as they initially were, games won while they were using it, ineligible players would be forfeited, one of those being the state title game. They'd no longer be state champs.
Wiseman's lawyers are from Ballin, and Fishman.
That's awesome.
That's the
Ballin, Fishman.
Ballin, and Fishman is his lawyers. That's where
They automatically basketball lawyers.
Yes, absolutely. That's
Ballin.
awesome. Last night in Major League Baseball, they announced the Cy Young voting. Jacob deGrom won his second straight NL Cy Young, and Justin Verlander won for the American League, beating out teammate Garrett Cole by a short amount, 171 to 159. Verlander had 17 first place votes. Garrett Cole had 13. Tonight they're gonna announce the AL MVP and the NL MVP about 5:00 our time. We got Adam Rosso in the second half of the show. Tomorrow we have a big show.
Yeah.
Dan Gable's gonna be in studio.
Woohoo.
The legend himself.
He's always in the studio.
I know, but the actual
but the
person.
real
yeah,
one.
not
For
the
real?
cutout. Yeah.
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 You're not just gonna
Not just to cut out,
a
for
whole
real.
you're not gonna cut a hole out of his mouth and have T-Ray talk behind his head.
No, I don't know. It
That'd be blasphemy.
It's going to be a
Can't
lot
do
of fun. Tonight, we've got Thursday night action, some football action, Buffalo at Kent State.
Action.
We've got ACC Showdown, North Carolina at Pittsburgh. And we've got Thursday night football, the Pittsburgh
Panthers?
Steelers. Pittsburgh
Oh.
Steelers at
Pittsburgh.
the Cleveland Browns.
Who?
Pittsburgh Steelers, 5-4 at the Cleveland Browns tonight. Like we said, we have a daily fantasy showdown that goes on there. Public right now. This is line opened up with Cleveland listed at 2.5-point home favorites. I think we kind of feel the same way the public did. The public sees this as no way that they should be favored, and they're grabbing the points. But the Sharps are in on Cleveland, and the line has moved to -3. So but the other thing is that the Sharps, although the Sharps have sided with the Browns, the Steelers fit dog spots that have been very profitable this season. They're a road dog, and right now, and for the season, road dogs are 57-35 against the spread. And they're a short road dog. Any short road dog that's been +6 or less are 39-25 against the spread.
Road dog.
That's right, road dog. Raw dog. A divisional dog is 25-17 against the spread, and a road divisional dog is 16-7 against the spread.
Road hard, what?
Yeah.
Wild dog.
Slight majority of bets are taking the
Nasty
over,
dog.
pushing the total from 40 to 41. The forecast calls for 10 to 12 miles per hour winds at the dog pound in Cleveland. Windy unders of 10 miles per hour or more are 450 and 360 since 2003, according to BetLab Sports. So, what do we like tonight, gentlemen? Pittsburgh or Cleveland? You like to give up the points or take the points?
Give me them Steelers.
Cleveland should win this, right?
Nope.
We talked about this earlier today. If you look at these two, and Steelers, I mean, look at them. They open up the season 1-4. They've won 4 straight. If you don't know, if you lost either way,
if you don't know, now you know.
go coaching. And you can't tell me Freddie Kitchens can hold Mike Tomlin's jock. You can't. Freddie Kitchens is terrible. So,
Tomlin's looking at this year like compared to last year. This is Disneyland compared to last year.
and then we ended yesterday talking about Colin Kaepernick, and we got a list of some teams, right? Or is it just speculation who's going to be there?
Speculation, but the Cowboys are pretty much like the only team that said that they were going. That I saw. There's been rumors about other teams going. There's gonna be more than 5 teams there.
So Bobby yesterday, our guest Bobby Metcalf from the Times said no one's going to sign him, and then Stephen A. says that he is like 100% sure that by next week he'll be signed by somebody. My question is this: why hasn't anyone signed him before?
Hot potato. I don't know.
That's my question. Why else?
Because everything was still under fire. Like I think that they just have let the dust settle finally.
But they cleared everything like the
they
earlier
still
part of
wanted
the
to
year.
I don't know, dude. I really don't know. I can't answer.
He's 32, and you can't say that age is a factor anymore because we've got quarterbacks that want to play till they're 46, 47. Tom Brady's trainer says that he'll probably play till he's 46, 47 years old.
I don't see anybody signing AB either.
Well, that guy is a nutball too, because he goes on these Twitter rants and then he comes back later and apologizes. You can't.
Listen, guys are signing Josh Gordon.
Yeah. He's clowning on Tom Brady, saying that he upgraded in quarterback.
Good for him.
Yeah. All right. So, yeah, we got a lot to talk about today. We got to do a DraftKings, and we got to talk DraftKings. We're going to talk to Julian Edlow when 12:20. So we're going to have to get our breakout done right now so that we have the phone lines open, and we'll be back. What?
We do?
Yeah, we're doing a break right now.
Oh man, I wasn't ready.
What, you pull
I'm
your-
just teasing.
Okay. You're ready.
Yeah, Jay, the Cowboys and the Patriots have been linked to the workout with reports
you go.
saying they're going to send scouts to
I
evaluate
told
him.
you. See?
Dear Lord.
All right, everybody. He's back by popular demand. Pat McGurdy is returning to Oscar's Pub Friday, December 13th, live, 8 to 10:30 p.m. They're also going to have an awesome little Christmas celebration out at Oscar's that night. You come in, if you bring a toy for Toys for Tots, you're going to get your first drink free. And then later on that night, you're going to get a raffle ticket, and Santa Claus is going to come to town, Bird.
Raffle.
And we're going to raffle off some Santa's prizes for you at Oscar's Pub. That's Friday, the 13th of December. Pat McGurdy live, and all kinds of Christmas fun and celebrations going on at Oscar's Pub.
This is Turk Wendell, and you're listening to Don't Hassle Us. We're local.
ESPN 1170 AM.
Online sports betting is here with EliteSportsbook.com. If you are an active Rhythm City Casino Resort Club member, go to EliteSportsbook.com now and follow the prompts to start betting. Not a Resort Club member? Visit Rhythm City to join today. Bet with Elite Sportsbook at Rhythm City Casino Resort or online now. More ways to get in the game with EliteSportsbook.com and Rhythm City Casino Resort. Must be 21. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-BETS-OFF.
The Circle Tap in Davenport is your place to catch all the action this football season. Kick back on Sundays with $2 cans and enjoy the NFL Sunday Ticket. Plus, make the Circle Tap your home on Saturdays with their college football specials. Get $2 cans and $6 domestic pitchers during all Iowa games. Plus, during every game, enter to win a weekly black and gold cooler gift basket valued at over $100. Enjoy great food, great drinks, and great friends all football season long at the Circle Tap, West Locust Street, Davenport.
From his hit TV show, The Carbonaro Effect, magician Michael Carbonaro is coming to Quad Cities for an electrifying live performance that families nationwide cannot stop talking about. All ages welcome, Friday, April 10th, Rhythm City Casino Resort. Reserve seats on sale now at rhythmcitycasino.com. Don't miss out on your chance to feel the effect of Michael Carbonaro live.
Believers, you can close your eyes.
You're right on par in your M&M golf car.
M&M Golf Cars, your authorized club car dealer, invites you to check out the new Onward by Club Car. Onward's all-new accessories personalize nearly every detail to fit your lifestyle. Customize yours at mmgolfcars.com. 0% financing for 48 months through the end of November. And $250 of free accessories with any new Onward purchase.
In your M&M golf car.
M&M Golf Cars, Eppendorf.
Are you ready? Black Friday savings all month long at the McGrath Used Car Superstore of Davenport. Gavin McGrath, I know you're ready.
For everyone in the Quad Cities who's ready to trade, push, pull, or drag it in. Get more for your trade, get more savings all month long.
Black Friday is a McGrath family tradition.
Save more green, trade up now. Over 2,500 pre-owned vehicles to choose from with payments from $167 a month. Save all month on the Quad Cities' best selection of certified used trucks from $10,988. Black Friday pricing on pre-owned Silverados, Sierras, Rams, F-150s from $10,988. Now at the McGrath Used Car Superstore of Davenport.
Even if your trade has high mileage,
push, pull, or drag it in. Payments from $167 a month. Used trucks from $10,988.
What if my credit has a few dents or dings?
All credit applications accepted. Nobody works harder than our credit team to help get you approved.
The McGrath Used Car Superstore of Davenport, 4618 North Brady Street.
Log on McGrathAuto.com.
The monsters of the Midway. Mack, Hicks, Fuller, Jackson. All the hits of the Chicago Bears on the Quad Cities sports leader. ESPN 1170 AM.
All right, everybody, we're back here in the Hassel Castle, and we're rocking and rolling with our friends from Dunright and Satellite and Dish.
76 years ago today, Chicago Bears quarterback Sid Luckman became the first player in NFL history to throw 7 TD passes in a game in a 56-7 drubbing of the New York Giants. Nearly 8 decades later,
Giants still get drubbed.
8 decades later, Luckman's record still stands. 7 players have matched it, but not a single QB has ever thrown more. That's quite the fantasy stat. Speaking of fantasy, we're going to talk DFS, DraftKings with Julian. Are you ready?
Yes. Julian, welcome to Don't Hassle Us Local, buddy. How you doing?
Doing well. How about you?
Good, sir.
This is Jay, T-Roy, and Serge, my friend. Thank you for calling in. Julian, you guys give everyone your Twitter handle that they can follow. I know we already put it out on Twitter, but for the listeners out there, give everyone where they can follow you at.
At Julian Edlow. Pretty simple.
Perfect. And then you work for DraftKings. What do you do for DraftKings there?
So I'm actually a freelance contributor to the content team.
Okay. And what do you specialize in?
Really NBA, NFL, MLB for the most part.
And how did you get involved in the DFS?
Yeah, I was actually a reporter covering the Celtics for a few years here in Boston, and the fantasy side of things was always something that really interested me, and wound up starting in communications with DraftKings and just kind of growing more and more work with them on the fantasy side.
Okay, DraftKings is new to Iowa for about 4 weeks now. and it was actually on a Thursday that we had a representative from DraftKings on the air when he got the text that Iowa was open. So explain to people what DFS is for the listeners out there, because I mean you're more of an expert than us. So like if you're selling it to somebody, why play DFS? Explain DFS to the listeners.
Yeah, it just kind of simplifies things in some ways. It has its complications, but it simplifies things in most ways. For when you play season long, you have injuries that you're dealing with on your team that you have to bench. You have waivers to work with. You have, a player can only be on one person's team in a league. When you're playing DFS, you're just working within that $50,000 imaginary salary cap to build your roster, and you can use any player you want. You can have the same player as people that have them on other teams. You can spend your money up to get 2-3 superstars that you feel like you have to have that night. That would be the top 2-3 picks in a season long draft, and have them on your lineup and kind of fill your lineup out with lesser known players to round things out. And getting that value is crucial on a nightly basis, whereas in season long, you just kind of play your guys. But when we get word of guys like, the load management in the NBA these days, Kawhi Leonard, Joel Embiid, when a guy like that is out, other plays become such great values, and it's playing DFS brings you a chance to kind of capitalize on those guys.
And there's just so many things out there. Like I said, we're still relatively new to the site. So we've been doing, for our listeners, we've been doing like Thursday night football showdowns and Monday night, and then we have one on Sunday as well. So like for tonight, what do you do when you have to pick a captain? What do you look for when you're picking a captain? This is just in the Steelers and Cleveland Browns game. We'll talk NBA in a second. But like, what do you look for when you go pick a captain? Do you look for the best value, or do you go for the person who you think is going to score the most points?
Yeah, so it depends on the slate. If you feel like there are multiple big names that you have to get in your lineup, like tonight, if you feel like you have to have James Conner and Nick Chubb, who are the two most expensive players on the slate, then you're going to look for value. Kareem Hunt caught 7 of 8 targets in his first game of the season. Jalen Samuels has been a huge part of the passing game for the Pittsburgh Steelers. The Steelers' defense has been elite, double digits in going back to every game since week 2, I think, in terms of DraftKings points scored. So it depends on your lineup build, on your game script, how you think that game is going to go. If you do feel like, Nick Chubb is the best fantasy player in this game, if you feel like you need to have 1.5 times points for Nick Chubb and pay that 1.5 times salary, go for it, and then you're going to have to find value in other ways. And I think a good way, actually, in these showdowns to find value is by targeting kickers. People think it's kind of boring to roster a kicker, but when you look at the other players in the price range of those guys, they're guys that might get 1 or 2 touches in the game, and you're just hoping for a big play. Whereas if the kicker kicks 3 or 4 field goals, you're going to get a really good return on value there in terms of DraftKings points per dollar.
Well, the thing that worries about me with kicking is how bad Freddie Kitchens is as a coach when they get into the red zone. So
yeah, that doesn't help.
Yeah, it doesn't at all. And then so we're gonna make our roster a little bit later on in the show, and so we'll figure out how to go from our captain and what route. But you gave us some good names. Is there any other names out there for value that you think are going to be for tonight?
So I'm just looking. Let me see where the Steelers' defense is at right now. So I think 5,200 for the Steelers' defense is a really good price. They've just been. I know that they're on the road now, so that changes things a little bit. But the Browns have been very mistake-prone. They're poorly coached with Freddie Kitchens. And you look at that Steelers' defense. Like I said, they've had 11 or more DraftKings points in every game since week 2. That includes, at San Francisco, against Baltimore, and then last week, 25 DraftKings points against the Rams. So they've been really good. They have, 13 sacks over the last 3 games, 6 interceptions, 7 defensive recoveries, a pair of touchdowns. They've just been so solid, and Cleveland makes so many mistakes that I think they're in a really good spot on this slate.
Okay, and that's like I said, that's really good information to have. I really like the Steelers. I that was one I was going to bring up because we've been talking about if we should put a defense in as our captain and try to get the points there because of the value, and then go after some other names and not pay the 1.5 times. So the Steelers is one that we've been eyeing. Now the NBA, we have yet to do an NBA anything for DFS. Tonight there's 6 games on the docket, but you brought up load management. When do you find out for sure when a team is going to decide about the load management? Because Clippers are playing tonight, and you don't know if Kawhi Leonard's going to play, right? And he played. This is back-to-back games for him. They just lost to the Rockets last night. Now they play the Pelicans.
Yeah, so there's going to be an injury report. It comes out 1:30 Eastern time. So in about 5 minutes, the NBA is required to release its first injury report.
Okay.
So we'll get some news then. They don't have to say who is playing for sure or not then, but they do have to let us know that by 30 minutes before the game. So there's 6 games in the NBA tonight. But there's only going to be a 5-game slate because there's a 6 Eastern Cavaliers game that won't be on the slate. So the slate will start at 8 p.m. Eastern and have 5 games on it.
Okay.
And we should be able to find out news leading up to that and get some kind of report. But if there's any doubt there, you can always – DraftKings has late swaps, so what you have at 8 p.m. doesn't have to be your lineup. Players that start it at 8 p.m. Eastern time will lock, but you can kind of keep your roster flexible so that you can play the guy that you want. What it seems like the Clippers are going to do, since they've rested Kawhi on back-to-backs, and he played in Houston last night, is that Kawhi Leonard would sit out and Paul George would make his season debut. It sounds like that's what they're planning to do and kind of split these guys up a little bit. And that could be something we see throughout the season. But I guess my mindset towards this slate is that we're going to see Paul George and not Kawhi Leonard, and I'll operate under that assumption until I see anything differently.
Are there any other DFS sports out there that you like to play outside of the NFL, NBA?
Yeah, I mean, so I think MLB is a lot of fun. Baseball is obviously a slower sport that doesn't have quite as much, allure as the NBA or the NFL. But when you get involved on the fantasy side of it, I think, especially like season-long baseball, like 162 games, editing your lineup every day, like that's not necessarily something that people want to do. I know I was in a league this last year and I stopped checking it after like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
But when you have that daily lineup, you can just lock in for a few hours and follow your players, and it makes it much more exciting. So I play some baseball on top of NBA and NFL. And then, college sports are only legal in about half the states that have DFS so far. But when you're in a state that does allow college football and college basketball, those ones have been a lot of fun for me as well.
Oh, cool. Now, can we switch some things up and ask you some gambling questions?
Yeah, go for it.
All right, tonight's game, the NFL game, it's opened up at Cleveland -2.5, and it looks like the public likes the Steelers. They like to take the points, but it looks like the Sharps are in on Cleveland. Which way are you leaning tonight?
Yeah, I'm going to be a square tonight and go with the public. I understand the Browns side, and the Browns probably, it was basically the same story as last week. Cleveland was -2.5 and then moved to -3. A 2-6 team taking on a 6-2 team in the Buffalo Bills, and the Browns wind up pushing and winning the game. So I think it's a similar spot, except I think there's trust on the Steelers side. They've won 4 in a row. They've covered. They're 5-1-1 against the spread in their last 7 games, whereas Cleveland with that push broke a 4-game streak of failing to cover every game they played in. So while I understand the talent in Cleveland and betting on it to come around at some point in time, we were talking about Freddie Kitchens earlier. That's somebody that I don't trust to make the right calls. And like that goal line stand last week against the Bills, I think that's a spot that just shows how inept the Browns can be at certain times. So I'll take the better defense in the Steelers and just kind of hope that they can figure it out. Hopefully that you can get that at 3 points. And I even think that the plus money on the money line has a little bit of an edge to it.
Gotcha. Are you eyeing anything else tonight? Any college football or any basketball game, pro basketball games?
So I've mostly looked at football so far, but when you jump into the NBA side of things, it's generally best, yes, to wait for those injury reports to come out. The Miami Heat -4 against Cleveland. Cleveland's been better than expected this season, but Miami's been covering it at a really high rate. I prefer betting the Heat at home. I think they've still covered every game that they've played at home. And road teams just generally tend to have more trouble in Miami for obvious reasons. But I think 4 points might be too small there on that early game in Cleveland. The Clippers-Pelicans game, yeah, I would like to lean with the Clippers, but we obviously have to wait for the news on who's going to be in, who's going to be out there. If Kawhi and Paul George both wind up not playing, you don't want to have a Clippers -4 ticket in your hand. And then you look at that night game. Denver's been very bad against the spread at home this season. I think that one's at 8.5. But Kyrie Irving questionable with that shoulder injury, and we're not going to know that until much closer to tip-off there. So if Kyrie Irving winds up out, along with Karis LeVert, I don't think the Nets really have much of a chance there.
Right on. Hey, Julian, I want to thank you for your time and calling in, and we'll check back with you later on in like a couple weeks just to talk to you more about the NBA. But I thank you for talking to us from about DraftKings and DFS for our listeners.
Yeah, for sure. Thanks for having me on, guys.
Thanks a lot, Julian.
Yeah, we'll talk to you soon, Julian. Take care. All right, that was Julian Edlow from DraftKings, and you guys can follow him on Twitter at Julian Edlow. Like you said, pretty simple, and we put it on Twitter there.
Yeah, I was already thinking Steelers and Chubb.
It's funny you do it because I always when I make the league,
yeah,
I always to reserve our spot. I always just put in a team, and I put the Steelers there first
as the captain. Yeah, because you and I were talking about that at the end. I was like, you know what, that's a hell of an idea.
Yeah,
and especially this week when we know what kind of stuff he gives up. But then when he started giving the stats on the Steelers the last 8 weeks or whatever it is, I'm like, that's like a no-brainer right there. Yeah, we're gonna win some money this week. Everybody else is going down.
Well, I got to check to see if we're full in that. But you guys can go to DraftKings, and that's like I said, it's another fun thing. I know when Brown's backer called earlier in the week, it's
going down like Tom Arnold, Jay.
It's fantasy on steroids, and it's been a lot of fun doing it. I wish. I
got you.
I wish I had. I wish I had more time to do the research and write like a daily fantasy blog, but I don't have the time to figure that out yet.
What do you need me to do? What do you mean to do?
Well, give you updates of.
You mean to come in here and yell at people and tell them to give you time?
Yeah, there you go.
You guys give Jay time.
I don't want you. Come
on.
Well, then we'll end up having to talk NBA basketball, and you don't want that. You just mentioned something about Tom Arnold. We didn't even talk about it all week long. Last Friday,
he doesn't want to fight. He doesn't even respond to me on Twitter.
I saw Pat. We had Pat Miletich on Friday. I saw him a couple days. I saw him on Wednesday. He was picking up his daughter.
Wants an invite, by the way.
He was. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I see. He got invited. Chopper did.
You're invited, Chopper.
Into the league.
You're invited.
You can become friends on DraftKings with people, and I sent an invite out to all my friends.
It's just like Locals Love Us, Chopper. You just gotta learn how to
Our
use
name
technology.
is real simple. It's QC Hassle on there. Go to DraftKings. Be friends with us. You'll get an invite. I invite everybody. It's 10 people. And I have like more than 10 friends on DraftKings.
You do?
Yeah. Anyway.
Look at you.
Stop it.
More than 10 friends.
So we talked to Pat Miletich on Friday about his thing with Tom Arnold.
Right.
And then somehow Pat got the idea that you guys should have a boxing match.
Me and Tom Arnold. Not me and Pat.
And then Pat had you drop a promo on him.
Yeah, like after the show.
After the show.
Pat
so if you go to Pat's,
T-Roy, he goes, you know what you should do? You should do a promo like right now.
Go to Pat's Instagram. He's on there, and T-Roy's talking trash to Tom Arnold. Serge has got his back.
He told me to do it like WWE style, but then I did one take, right? So I did the first take, and he was like, all right, I think you can do better. He goes, if you want to cuss, cuss. You make fun of his politics, do whatever, just get into it. I said, all right.
You can cuss. I mean, you don't have to drop like F-bombs and whatnot, but you can cuss a little bit.
That's what he said. Exactly.
Yeah. And what happened?
I dropped an F-bomb.
Yeah.
Oopsie.
So once you tell me I could drop an F-bomb.
He laughed. He thought it was great.
We've really got to get this thing to get some legs.
I started laughing after we were done. I thought, well, the one that got me was when he pans the camera to Serge and he goes, that's right. Dude, I'm still, at the end of the day, I'm just dying laughing.
So
you like fat chicks? You got a date with the fat guy.
If you're on Twitter, you guys gotta at Tom Arnold and at T-Roy to get this thing going. I think we're trying to do.
He
is
got
put
mad at some other guy. I ended up making friends with that guy. His name was Charles Palmer. He's out of Ohio. I
You
think.
always do, you big softy.
Yeah, but it was fine. We were having
Screw
fun.
me, screw you.
Trying to get
Wanna
you
hang
guys
out?
on the undercard. Trying to get you guys on the
He's a
undercard
veteran, dude. I can't believe you fighting to do it on Veterans Day.
of Pat and Michael Nunn. Trying to get you guys on the undercard, right?
Yeah, right away. So I tell Mookie about it.
Oh yeah.
First response, absolutely not. I'm like, what are you talking about? She's like, no. Like, you worried about me? No, but you're not doing it. I'm like, yeah, I am, and I'm going to beat up Tom Arnold. So, period.
So
I already got it all down.
You do.
I got it all fair. I'm just trying to finalize my walk-up song. I know what I'm wearing, though.
This would be in April. So we thought about this, and you get your training
Remember
done
how
and
Tyson
everything.
came to the ring? Black shoes, black trunks.
Yeah.
Just a gray cut-off sweat thing kind of draped over him.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's
Tyson.
it. I like that. The cut the sleeves off too.
Yeah. Just come out, just Iron Mike it.
Well, we got to get this thing going. I can't believe we waited this long to talk
Dude,
about
all right,
it. 'Cause
as I
forgot
did my
about it.
research, though,
Yes.
Tom is 60 years old.
So?
I'm 48.
And?
Okay.
George Foreman won the title at what?
I don't know.
50
Not
something.
60.
50 something. It's for charity.
Okay, but I'm just saying I don't think
Yeah,
he's gonna,
exhibition.
It's for the kids.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just don't think the dude's gonna fight me.
Well, I don't know why not. I know.
Well, and then Mookie, you don't need to be beating up 60-year-old men. I'm like,
someone's got to.
someone's got to shut him up.
Yeah.
Heard about the last almost fight between 6-year-old men at your bar.
Yeah, that was.
Guys
anyway.
are taking their rings and their bracelets and their watches off.
We won't talk about it.
They're winding up the arms, Jay.
Yeah, you know.
All right, why I on up? Hang on, get at me next week.
Harrington's in a rough spot during happy hour, man.
Don't change the channel on money line.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a rough spot during.
Who turned off the wheel?
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
You changed that back.
Didn't they just have someone on Wheel of Fortune from Davenport?
I think she's on tonight.
Okay, and Vanna's hosting soon?
Yeah, Pat had to go with surgery, so pretty soon we'll have Vanna. Like next week, we'll see Vanna.
It's the most
I
watched
can't
episode
wait.
since 1985.
Oh, dude, it's the greatest episode. I mean,
Speaking of episodes, last night I really felt like.
did you watch it last night?
No, I
Dude,
don't
it was
watch
great.
Wheel of Fortune.
Why not? Of all the crap
Busy watching
TV
Disney
you watch,
Plus.
I
Wheel
didn't
of
watch
Fortune
Disney
is
Plus.
the
You can't get
first
it
of
on
all,
my TV.
Jay. Wheel of Fortune is the first
Yeah, you can.
best
I'll help.
Not on my TV.
I'll help.
reality TV show ever. It is reality TV. Pat lets you tell your story.
It's a game show.
It is
I like
reality.
the Wheel of Fortune when they had to go shopping after they won.
Yeah, but
I'll take the vacuum
Pat's on
cleaner.
there. He's letting
take the
you-
microwave.
He had a guy on there last night. Dude ended up winning. He goes, I understand you can say all your siblings' names in less than 2 seconds. He had like 8 brothers and sisters, and he said all their names in less than 2 seconds.
That's T-Ray.
Nailed it.
Anyway, yeah, speaking of bad television, I was really frustrated last night that I don't have enough people to talk the challenge with. So, MTV The Challenge is just
Well, then start watching
It's
Pat.
it's challenging.
You start watching the
challenging
Wheel.
that I don't have friends to talk
you
the
watch,
challenge
you
with.
watch Wheel with me, I'll watch Challenge with you.
I'm not watching Wheel, buddy.
Well, then I'm not watching the Challenge.
All right. Well, we got to take a break. When we come back, we
Oh, darn.
come back, talk more about our Thursday night game, and look at DraftKings as well.
And back to sports.
Pat Sajak is a hero, Jay.
He is. He's a
hero.
national
He's
treasure.
timeless.
He's right, he is timeless.
Okay. Wow.
Well-
taking days off. He's on load management now.
No, he's not. He had a stuffed intestine. You leave him
Oh,
alone.
gross.
He's on unload management.
Yeah. Oh, grosser.
There you go.
Peak performance.
Read the thing.
Make all your Sundays fun days at Pints with 250 20-ounce domestic draft. $3 you call it. And NFL Sunday action from the DirecTV ticket. Just pop into Pints every Sunday, and we'll have the fun for you ready to rock and roll. And remember, complimentary Vans Pizza starting at 5 o'clock Monday through Friday. That's right. During happy hour, you can get some of that awesome Vans Pizza we talk about, and you can wash down some of that Cold Pints beer. That's Pints, 5268 Utica Ridge Road in Davenport.
This is Rachel Alger with St. Ambrose University, and you are listening to Don't Hassle Us, We're Local.
ESPN 1170 AM.
Leaks, roaches, nooks, cranny, crevice, too. You've got those wet basement blues. Call the absolutely dry guy. Call the absolutely dry guy. Put that water back in its place. It's time to reclaim your living space when you call the absolutely dry guy. Or visit us online at absolutely dryguy.com. This was brought to you by Absolutely Dry Basement Waterproofing.
Online sports betting is here with EliteSportsbook.com. If you are an active Rhythm City Casino Resort Club member, go to EliteSportsbook.com now and follow the prompts to start betting. Not a Resort Club member? Visit Rhythm City to join today. Bet with Elite Sportsbook at Rhythm City Casino Resort or online now. More ways to get in the game with EliteSportsbook.com and Rhythm City Casino Resort. Must be 21. Gambling a problem? Call 1-800-BETS-OFF.
The Circle Tap in Davenport is your place to catch all the action this football season. Kick back on Sundays with $2 cans and enjoy the NFL Sunday Ticket. Plus, make the Circle Tap your home on Saturdays with their college football specials. Get $2 cans and $6 domestic pitchers during all Iowa games. Plus, during every game, enter to win a weekly black and gold cooler gift basket valued at over $100. Enjoy great food, great drinks, and great friends all football season long at the Circle Tap, West Locust Street, Davenport.
From his hit TV show, The Carbonaro Effect, magician Michael Carbonaro is coming to Quad Cities for an electrifying live performance that families nationwide cannot stop talking about. All ages welcome, Friday, April 10th, Rhythm City Casino Resort. Reserve seats on sale now at rhythmcitycasino.com. Don't miss out on your chance to feel the effect of Michael Carbonaro live.
Believers, you can close your eyes.
Are you ready? Black Friday savings all month long at the McGrath Used Car Superstore of Davenport. Gavin McGrath, I know you're ready.
For everyone in the Quad Cities who's ready to trade, push, pull, or drag it in. Get more for your trade, get more savings all month long.
Black Friday is a McGrath family tradition.
Save more green, trade up now. Over 2,500 pre-owned vehicles to choose from with payments from $167 a month. Save all month on the Quad Cities' best selection of certified used trucks from $10,988. Black Friday pricing on pre-owned Silverados, Sierras, Rams, F-150s from $10,988. Now at the McGrath Used Car Superstore of Davenport.
Even if your trade has high mileage,
push, pull, or drag it in. Payments from $167 a month. Used trucks from $10,988.
What if my credit has a few dents or dings?
All credit applications accepted. Nobody works harder than our credit team to help get you approved.
The McGrath Used Car Superstore of Davenport, 4618 North Brady Street.
Log on McGrathAuto.com.
If you're running a business, how much should you invest in retaining your employees? First Midwest Bank has ideas. In today's tight labor market, keeping your employees is more important than ever. A First Midwest banker can help you determine what type of 401k plan to offer. At First Midwest Bank, they're not just bankers, but expert financial advisors. Talk to one today or visit wehaveideas.firstmidwest.com.
All right, guys. Hey, I want to remind you, too, tonight at Pints, we're having a Have Life event. Pop in from 5 to 7. We're going to have some guest bartenders from the Have Life charity. So please stop in, donate some money to a good cause. And it sounds like we got construction in the building.
Jackhammer out in the hallway.
Really? Good Lord, yeah. But that doesn't happen when during the morning show. The heck's going on?
I don't know
around
what they're
here.
building around here. We're asking them to build more time for me so I can figure out DFS, and they're building something out there. Whoa!
Hey.
All right.
Wrong one, Jay.
Wrong one. All right.
Yeah, turn that one on too.
I know what to do.
You do?
Yes, I know what to do. I've got to figure it out. We got 2 spots left in our Thursday night Hassle League for DFS. So it's 8 out of 10. Look, just like that, filled up. Told you I have friends. Just like that. I'm gonna have to create a new one. I'm gonna have to stop this past 10. I'm gonna have to put more people in there.
You can put it up to 12. I bet you can get 12.
That's what I'm gonna do.
You're so damn funny. All right, where are we at with money left after we do Steelers and Chubb?
Oh, you want to do that?
Yeah.
All right.
Can we do that now?
Yeah, of course we can.
All right.
I don't care what they. Yeah. All right. I will take. Here's what I have so far. I wanted to tell you what I had on my team.
Tell me what you had.
Steelers as the captain. The salary is at 7,800.
That's total.
Yeah.
That's with point and a half.
That's point and a half.
All right, great.
Then I put on Nick Chubb.
Okay.
Then Juju Smith-Schuster.
Okay.
Mason Rudolph.
Okay.
Jarvis Landry.
Okay.
Kareem Hunt. I know right now what you're thinking. You're thinking that's a pretty good team.
It's not bad, but are you sure Hunt's going to play?
No. Oh yeah, he just with the guy. Julian just said he would. He got what he had. He caught 7 of 9 targets. Yeah, last game he was at last game he had 9 targets at him, 44 yards. I think he's going to be a vulture. I think he's going to steal some stuff from Chubb.
Mason, Rudolph, Juju Smith.
He had 14 fantasy points last week.
Dude, I actually love that. That's a great lineup. Let's stick with that.
Well, hold on first. If there's
Because I wanted Landry.
Now, does the kicker entice you at all that he said?
Well, I mean, if one does, it'd be Boswell.
Mm-hmm. But Kareem Hunt's less than Boswell.
I say we stick with Hunt. I like this.
Yeah, I think it's a pretty good team. So, like I said, Steelers are the captain.
Juju's the one that hasn't really broke out yet.
What is the deal?
I don't know. He's getting a ton of double coverage. That's why you're seeing the other guys get so much action. But, yeah, let's stick with this. This has got to be Juju's game. I like it. Good job, Bird.
Well, all right.
So I'm going to go Juju,
there's nothing that Mason
Landry.
Rudolph doesn't scare you at all. Because we can get...
I think Rudolph's just getting better with time. Listen, you look at his stats. I think he's got like 12 to 14 touchdowns and 4 interceptions. So his ratio is not bad.
All right, if we took out Mason Rudolph, all right, we'd still have 92. We'd have 9,200 to play with.
Okay.
You can get it Odell Beckham or Baker Mayfield for that.
Get them both or one of them?
One of them.
We don't want Baker because he's going to throw some picks. I mean, maybe Odell, but then how much do you have left?
We can get Jalen Samuels instead of Mason Rudolph. Let's see.
Is he going to be the starting running back?
Carried the ball 14 times last year for just 29 yards. Caught 3 of 7 targets. That was last week. The running back, but he didn't get.
I like Jalen Samuels better than Rudolph.
Okay, well, we got to check the status of Connor, yeah. See, this is where you can get in trouble, though. When we're starting this salt and pepper, the recipe. Okay, Connor is slated to see his first action since week 8. Should head the Steelers' ground game.
Yeah, keep it Rudolph.
Okay. All right, well, we're going Mason. If Tomlin trusts him, we trust him, right?
Yeah.
All right, that's in. So
Can't even spell Rudolph. Good Lord.
So that was easy enough. Thought we'd have a little struggle there.
No, that's a good thing. Yeah, I like that.
We talked yesterday. We talked briefly about the NBA game, the games that are on slate tonight. The Brooklyn Nets will be at the Nuggets, the Bulls at the Bucks, the Mavericks at the New York Knicks, Heat and Cavaliers, Clippers and Pelicans. Check that for load management, and the Hawks versus the Suns. Last night, the Boston Celtics beat the Washington Wizards 140 to 133. The Houston Rockets 102 to 93 over the Clippers. T-Wolves won 129 to 114. The Raptors 114 to 106.
Look at Longville. He's very happy.
I know. Memphis Grizzlies 119 over the Charlotte Hornets 117. The Lakers 120 beat the Golden State 120-94. And the Magic beat my 76ers 112 to 97. Celtics are 9-1 on the year. They've won 9 straight. And look at the Lakers at 9-2. Is the Lakers and Clippers are on a dead showdown to take over that town, right? Who do you like better, Serge? Clippers or the Lakers?
Clippers.
Really?
Yeah. Managing their load.
Dear Lord. Yes. Load management. There should be...
Take a load right on me.
Is it...
Raw dog.
All right.
What's a raw dog?
Getting a little out of hand here.
What?
Wild dog.
You are.
You got 12 friends. You're the one that's out of hand.
What does that have anything
I don't
to do
know.
with anything?
I don't know.
That has nothing to do with anything. All right. We talked about this briefly, but just a reminder, the Steelers at the Cleveland Browns tonight. This is +3. You can go ahead and make those bets. If you go down to William Hill down at Isla Capri, or you can go up to the Elite Sportsbook down at the Rhythm City. Either one of them have been nice enough to have us at their location, and both have been good with their payouts. So Steelers are 5-3 against the spread this year, while the Browns are 2-6-1. You need to make the decision. Are you going to go with the public, or are you going to go with the sharps?
Stay away from them sharps. They were all wrong last week.
No, they weren't.
Yeah, they were.
No, the sharps usually take the points. And the other night game, Buffalo 5-4 at Kent State. This line opened up with the Buffalo listed as 5.5-point favorite. Some books opened even closer at 4.5. 3 out of 4 bets are backing the Bulls. This lopsided action pushed the line up to the key number of 6, at which some point there was a sharp buyback. But this is kind of frozen here now at 5.5 to 6.